Hey guys, my name is Josh and my YouTube channel is all about making your money go the furthest. So if you're interested in those types of videos, make sure to hit that subscribe button below. In today's video, we're going to talk all about the Apple Card. The pros about it, the cons about it, and the reasons why I don't have one and why I most likely never will get one. So let's jump right into it. Alright, so the first thing that I do like about the Apple Card is that you do receive 2% cash back. However, that is only when you're using Apple Pay. And let's face it, a lot of retailers out there still do not have the Apple Pay feature. Now that could change in the future. 2% cashback is pretty good, so that would be worth it if more retailers did accept it, but at this time, most don't. Plus, the Citi Double Cash credit card receives 2% back, and they'll be accepted at a lot more retailers than Apple Pay will be. You'll also be earning 3% back when using Uber, Uber Eats, Nike, Walgreens, and a few other stores like that one that I'll link in the description below. Another thing that I find that's pretty cool about this card that it tracks your total spending. So you can break that down weekly, monthly, you can see what you spend the most in. You can really track your transactions that way. And I feel like that's a lot of the reason why a lot of millennials or just other generations end up overspending in general. It's because they just don't know where they're spending the most money in. So if you spend a lot shopping, Apple Pay will break that down. They'll show you how much you spent in your shopping for clothes and stuff like that. They'll have these different categories set up so you can easily break that down and see where you're spending more and perhaps where you need to cut back in the future. Another great feature of Apple Pay is that you can find each transaction of where you spent the money on a map. So let's say that the transaction shows up as something you don't recognize. Maybe it was last month when you're out at some bar and you just, the whole night is a distant memory for you. And so when you click on the transaction, it'll actually show up on the map, and then it'll probably be more recognizable in your head. It'll show the restaurant that you went to, the bar, or wherever you spent that money. So you'll see exactly where you made that transaction at. Another nice feature of Apple Pay is whenever you're going to make your payment, there'll be a slider and it'll show you the more that you pay, the less interest that you'll actually incur. So kind of in that way, it encourages you to pay less interest by making a larger payment. Of course, in general, I always recommend everyone pay their credit card in full so they're not paying any interest on their credit card. Another nice feature of Apple Pay is that payments are always due on the last day of each month, which just really makes sense. A lot of credit cards will have payments due on the 17th, the 21st, the 25th, just dates that aren't so easy to remember. And yeah, you can mark that on your calendar, but the last day of each month just makes things a whole lot more simple. Another great thing about the Apple Pay card is that there are no fees. So if you're traveling outside the country, there's no foreign transaction fees. If you make a payment a few days late, there's no late payment fees. There's no return check fees. So that's one of my favorite things about the Apple Pay card, or really just any credit card in general, is that when there's no fees, it's just wonderful. I love that, it just sings to my heart. One other great feature of the Apple Pay card is that on the actual physical card that you receive, there is no number. So if you have your credit card out, there's not really a number that someone can necessarily steal, so you have a little bit more protection in that aspect. And finally, the card is made out of titanium, so it is a pretty cool looking card for us millennials that like to have cool things and show off and have our avocado toast and all those, trendy things. Alright, so now let's jump into the things that I don't like about the Apple Pay card. The first thing that really disappointed me about the Apple Pay credit card is that there's no spending bonus. I feel like they really missed out on a big splash by not having that spending bonus in there. Even if it was just something as simple as receiving $200 if you spent $1,000 in the first 3 months or something like that. They didn't even necessarily have to go all out and give out some $500 or $1,000 spending bonus or more than that. Just something simple like $200, I think they would have received a larger audience, people like me and others who are looking for a little bit of spending bonus. And really, the only other thing that I don't like about this credit card is that since a lot of retailers don't actually accept Apple Pay, you'll only be receiving 1% back, which is really poor for any type of credit card when you're not using the Apple Pay. Of course, there's a lot of other credit card companies out there as well that only give you 1% back. So the Apple card, because it has 2% back with the Apple Pay and then of course 3% back on the other Apple products, this one still is pretty much at par with those others and probably a little bit better. Not to mention that it does have the Apple branding, so a lot of Apple fanatics will definitely enjoy having this credit card in their pocket as well. For me, the reason I really did not get the Apple Pay card, and the reason I probably never will, is that they just don't have that spending bonus. And I feel like they really missed a large audience by not having that spending bonus. Like I said, if it was only $200 or just something minimum like that, maybe I would have jumped in and got the Apple Pay card as well. But missing out on that spending bonus, the fact that a lot of places don't accept Apple Pay is what's going to lead me out of the market. But most of all, it's the spending bonus, and if they were to go back in the future, maybe add a spending bonus, maybe I'll apply and get one. We'll see. Though all in all, I think that Apple is just trying to attract the largest audience, which is people who are just seeking simplicity. Someone who wants a basic credit card that earns pretty decent cash back. And a lot of people are huge fans of Apple in general, so they're going to end up getting this credit card just because they want everything Apple, whether that be a MacBook, an iPhone, and of course now the new Apple credit card. Well, that about wraps up this video. Thank you guys for watching all the way through if you did. And if you'd like to see more content like this in the future, make sure to hit that subscribe button below. Also, if you currently have the Apple Pay credit card, make sure to leave a comment below and let me know the things that you like about it so far. Until next time, I will see you guys.